There is a rule here tonight in this final. It's the 2+2 rule. So athletes will have 2 minutes to get to the zone hold. If they don't get to the zone hold within that 2 minutes, they're off the wall, back to isolation. If they get to that zone hold, then they're granted the extra 2 minutes to find the top hold. Very unusual. I think it's to prevent athletes stopping the pace of play, as it were, and telling them to get on with it. So they've got to find that zone hold in quick time. Otherwise, they could have a lot of pressure going into their second minute of play. I think he's going to have already found the zone hold already, so less pressure on the 23-year-old German on this first route of 4 that the 6 athletes will tackle. Now, if you're new to bouldering, the idea is simple. They have 4 problems along this wall, and the idea of them is to get first into that's the zone hold, and then they've got to get to the top hold and have both hands on it with control. So we've granted a top next to their name, and then if they do that and have the most tops across all 4 problems, then they are granted as the winner. If they have a time the amount of tops, then they go to the amount of zone holds. That's the supplementary holder you just saw, that are labelled in yellow on these routes. That acts as the first tiebreaker. If that's a tie, then we go on number of attempts. It has taken the athletes to find all 4 of these tops. And if that's a tie, then it's the amount of attempts to zone. Should we need it? If that's a tie, then it's the ranking that they were in the previous round. 4 minutes for each athlete. And Lily Key's going to just et up 3 of the allotted 4. Key's in the 23-year-old from Bad Weibel in Germany. As I mentioned, no results on the World Cup circuit this season. Made a World semi-final and in Paris at the World Championships in the Bercy Arena 3 years ago. With a very respectable 9th place as a 20-year-old there. And her best result in the World Cup circuit in Colorado, in Vail, that great World Cup for mountain games. Regular fixture on the IFSC circuit. Now the Key's got time of the essence here. This is the easiest boulder of the 4 according to our route setters, and it's already defeated the 23-year-old German, and she heads back into isolation. He's just troubling the scorers with his own. So 1 down. Next athlete out is a 19-year-old from Racha in Slovenia, Erska Rekusic. This hotbed of climbing at the moment. It really is a country that is getting paid in dividends right now, with the climbing talent that they've shown over the last 5 years especially. The veteran Mina Markovic laid down the groundwork for the young talents to follow. No talent on the golden girl of sport climbing right now, Jana Garbret, who is now a 4-time world champion. She's only in her early 20s. Rekusic, the one number 35. Very respectable results in the latter part of the season, with 17th place out in Munich at the World Cup at the Olympic Stadium, then the heart of that great German city, and made the semi-final out of the World Championships 7 weeks ago in Hachiyochi. And also 12 months ago, that was her best ever finish in the World Cup circuit as well, when she found a 12th place on the outskirts of Tokyo.
great moves already seen from that athlete. Tough route. So some great
Kusic already asking for a volunteer to do a little bit of gardening on her behalf. Already finding the zone. Our reset is suggesting it's an easy start. Not very hard. As soon as they get past the tricky opening, it's going to be a dynamic move to the last hold. But this opening hold really testing the opening pair of climbers.
Got some very big volumes on that bouldering wall today, requiring lots of skill, not only strength, upper body strength, lower body strength, a lot in their legs.
This aspect of sport climbing, bouldering, it's sometimes the most frustrating for the athletes involved. It tests every attribute. The physical, the technical, the powerful, and more importantly, the mental side as well. A minute to go for Kusic. Third attribute as well, that's these guys, that's patience as well. Many of these athletes will know the methodology and the beta how to do these routes. They'll have the theory, but it's all about putting that theory into practice. If they have the skills and the attributes, all-round game to do these routes. And I think that is going to be game over on problem number 1 for the 19-year-old from Ratchet. So 2 down, 4 to go on this opening problem. Next finalist is the oldest athlete in the competition, the 34-year-old from Taipei, Hong Ying Lee.
Hong Ying from Chinese Taipei. Let's give it up for Hong Ying Lee from Chinese Taipei.
Goal number 49.
Number 1.
Made the semi-final out in Wuzhou in China, where she came in the respectable 18th place. Has had a win this season on the Asian circuit. She won the Asia Cup out in Hong Kong earlier this season. An invitational event for athletes from that part of the world. Surprise entry into this World Beach Games, but a very respectable 4th place in the semi-final for the 34-year-old from Taipei. Looking to fight around for the medals here at these first ANOC World Beach Games here in Qatar. Now this is a different bit of methodology. Already found the zone, so it's very important that she gets her extra 2 minutes.
First 2 minutes. We'll have 4 minutes in total.
It's a very sticky night here in Doha. This Monday evening in the Qatari capital. The weather today a little bit cooler. I say a little bit cooler, it's still 36 degrees Celsius. But a lot better than the 39 that we had over the weekend. And right now this evening here in Doha, a very sticky 33 degrees Celsius. For the climbers, there's no excuses really, because they have 2 gigantic fans at either end of the stage. That's keeping them cool. These fans at least 1.5 meters wide as well. So the athletes getting cool conditions as they tackle these 4 routes. Unlike these sticky conditions that the spectators and the media have just in front of this wall. Halfway through the allotted time for the 13-year-old from Chinese Taipei. Just zones have been found by the previous two athletes, and Hong Ying Lee has also found the zone as well. But now the next move she seems to have much difficulty with.
The short that they're carrying helps them grip, have a better, firmer grip. And those bouldering mats there are there to protect them as well in case they fall from
So just over a minute and change left to go for the 34-year-old from Taipei.
To do on the bouldering wall, especially when there's those overhangs.
Took part in 4 of the 6 World Cups this season. An 18th place finish out in Wujiang in China. Chongqing and Moscow. Respectable 29th and 35th place finishes respectively, and a 45th place finish at the World Championships in Hachiyoshi 7 weeks ago. Half a minute.
You also need a good grip on your feet.
The 6 athletes taking part in this final. If you would ask the clan fraternity here, and Hong Ying Lee calls it a day on the first problem, they feel it's a 2-horse race between the final 2 claimers, Petra Klingler of Switzerland and Mio Nonaka of Japan. Unknown quantity to come in here, which is the next athlete from Italy, Camilla Moroni, the 18-year-old from Meganego. 36 in the world, only 2 events out of the 7 possible bouldering events this season she's taken part in. Very respectful 23rd in Marengen in Switzerland. That's the opening one of the year. But interestingly enough, nearly made the final out in Munich. She came in 8th place.
I'm sure that will help them a lot.
5th place finish in the World Youths as well. Last one. So this is a athlete, 18 years of age, who has some talent. Maybe, just maybe, could be the one that could potentially throw a hat in the ring for a potential medal here. Already gets the zone, so an extra 2 minutes is being allotted.
So we might be in for a few surprises today. She's certainly surprised us to top contender. Some nice moves there from Camilla from Italy.
It's gone, the athlete has gone the deepest so far, but it's going to be a technical move coming here.
For being in that same league
going to get ready.
Top contenders, Miho and Petra.
Remember to nail the move for this downhill that's about to happen, because she's gone the slow route about it. Got to keep her balance, otherwise that happens. Well, that's the deepest so far we've seen.
18-year-old from Italy. She won first place in the European Youth Cup bouldering.
According to our route setters, it's a dyno to the last move. That's the way they've written this particular test.
She bowled at the European Youth Cup in Sofia in 2018, another very good result. She says she started climbing at a young age thanks to her parents.
Finds the zone. She's got plenty of time in hand, just over 2 minutes.
By 16, she won the Italian Youth Championship. She has a few favourite places for climbing, and those are in Fontainebleau in France.
2 minutes left to go.
And my geek in Switzerland for bouldering.
Attack from the Italian.
Some of her favourite crags are also in Italy and Spain.
One switch across. That right foot. Needs to find a pivot so she can get to the next part of this race.
Just a reminder that Camilla topped all 4 boulders yesterday. Not all of our 19 athletes were able to get all 4 boulders in the semi-final.
1 minute and 20 left to go for Moroni. 36 in the world.
We're hearing some that needs to be cheering on. If I'm correct in Italian, it's Dai Camilla or Forza. Forza Camilla.
Maybe one last attack to come here. 40 seconds left to go. As of yet, we have a four-way tie, as it were. Just one zone found on one attempt for all four athletes that have contested this final so far. But you feel that the next two, and Moroni, that's all she wrote for the teenage Italian athlete.
Well, we'll be bringing on our next athlete.
Now,
Fifth athlete of the evening.
you feel it's a two-horse race, and if any of the athletes are going to find the top, they'll probably be one of the next two. Former world champion, winning at the Bercy Arena in Paris in 2016. And amazingly, only 2 wins in her illustrious career. One was a World Cup, and the other was a world title.
World Cup in 2015. She's a very versatile climber, competing also speed, lead, and ice climbing, which is not the easiest things. In fact, some of the climbers,
the world number 5,
had debated whether the Olympics
gets the zone
2020
in less than 30 seconds.
is the best thing for them, especially
now,
they have one speciality.
starts to motor.
Specialising in speed, lead, bouldering, and ice climbing is a very difficult thing to do.
Klingler.
Petra has all of those under her belt.
Just go about
She's
half
a
a minute,
third
just
generation
gone.
climber. She grew up climbing, she says, with her brother, her parents, and grandparents. And she recently
2016 world champion.
2020.
And what has been regarded as maybe the easiest of the 4 from our route setters
has
proved so far to be the toughest start.
Some of them have qualified already, yet to be confirmed. But they've made it certainly, at least in the first round, to get through
Petra
to
Klingler
2020.
has booked her place in Tokyo next year at the Olympic Games after making the final of the combined event at the World Championships. The top 7 in that final made it through, but as there was a number of Japanese athletes and the quota was only 2 allowed, I believe, Petra, from finishing in the top 8, got her place on the plane to Tokyo for the Olympic Games,
Let's cheer on Petra
which takes place 10 months from now.
Help her get through route number 1, Boulder.
And sport climbing makes its debut. It'll be late in that Olympic Games as well, which will be on the day 13 to 16, I believe. Klingler made 2 finals on the bouldering circuit this season. One in Morengen on home soil, where she came in a very creditable 5th place. And a 4th place finish out in Chongqing, out in China. But this opening boulder, and our route setters were predicting all 4 tops is what 1st place will get. So far, that prediction has been proved wrong by our route setter.
The grey boxes on the screen present the different boulders. You can see there we have 4 boulders. Those grey squares are 4 different.
Just over a minute to go.
Now, when the box is totally red, it means that the climber tops that boulder, which means they've managed to reach the top. Of course, topping a boulder means you need to use 2 hands. When the box is
Only 51 seconds left to go.
on that specific boulder. Now, the zone is sort of mid-range.
Rueful smile crosses the Swiss athlete's face.
And that will be the zone. So grey boxes on the screen present with different boulders. When the box is totally red, it means the climber has topped that boulder, which means they've reached to the top. Obviously, that's the aim of the game. When the box is half green, it means that the climber
One last attempt with less than half a minute to go.
Now they have to do that within the first 2 minutes. 2 minutes, that's halfway. The 4 minutes they're allowed on the board.
15 seconds, and Petra Klingler struggling here, and I think that's that. So then we're 0 for 5 on this opening problem. maybe a three-time World Cup winner, a former world silver medalist, will be the one maybe to solve this first problem.
Miho Nanaka from Japan. Miho Nanaka from Japan. Please give it up for Miho.
Miho Nanaka, the 22-year-old from Tokyo.
She's only 22 years old from Tokyo. She won first place at the Women Bouldering IFSC Climbing World Cup in 2018. That was in Switzerland. Many other great results that she's had in 2018 and
Nanaka,
2019.
one of 11.
A very close call between her and a couple of other athletes.
15 in the world this year, only took part in 2 of the 6 World Cups. That was both in Wujian and in Vale, where she came in 4th place, and she made the world final as well in Hachiyoshi. Well, Yan Yagamba just blew the field away in that final. Came 5th place. Finds the bonus, much like the rest of the field, in just over half a minute.
I was talking to one of the route setters who were explaining to me that sometimes they'll do around 30 hours a week of just training. Of course, if they're still studying, that works around their studies. Lots of the contenders.
As a manager as well, we are playing the 2+2 rule here today. That athletes must find the zone hold within 2 minutes. They're open in 2 minutes, and they'll be granted an extra 2 to find the top hold. If they don't find the zone hold in those first 2 minutes, it is deemed a failure. Let's leave the stage. So you're going to see the athletes, like usually you see in bouldering competitions, they may assess the problem ahead of them and take 30 or 45 seconds to do so before attacking it, but on this occasion they're going to have to really get into it straight away. Now then, Nanaka, dynamic moves to come. Wasn't far away. That's the way to do it. That's the way the route setters have put the end of this problem. That's how it's done. Halfway through for an allotted time.
Once Miho is done with route 1.
So 1 minute to go. You feel, you sense that this opening problem, Nanaka can nail this final move, can she? This time she can! Opening problem done and dusted for the 22-year-old from Tokyo. And she has a big lead after problem number 1. She's the only one of the 6 to top out. And she has the lead in this ANOC World Beach Games final. So, how do the other 5 respond? They will know back in isolation that Nanaka would have topped out there. The 6 athletes do not know the scores in isolation. There's no scoreboard on the back. As you can see for Lily Keysgood, it's a running jump to start this one. This is all about balance. Balance and patience. Very technical, got to relax, our route setters say.
As close as you can to that wall to maintain that balance.
Got to position, and now commit all the way to that small hole for making the top. Well done to Lily Keysgood.
Boulder number 2.
She will take the lead momentarily with 5 athletes still to go. 1 top 2 zones for the 23-year-old German.
Next up, athlete number 2 is Urska Rakusic from Slovenia. Let's welcome Urska Rakusic from Slovenia.
Urska Rakusic, The 19-year-old from Ratchet.
Boulder number 2 there. You'll notice some of the athletes are shaking their hands before they start or even during their climb.
Exactly the same method.
Blood flows through to stop the pumping of the arms and the hands there.
Straight to the zone, the extra 2 minutes granted, but you feel that all 6 athletes may have this problem's number.
Really looking strong there on route 2. Esther.
They all know, you feel, how to do this. All the athletes had observation time beforehand. This final, they had 5 minutes to have a look at all 4 of these problems. And you can see what the 19-year-old Slovenian, you can see, inching away in this soft position, matching the feet. That left foot may need to inch its way across a little bit more, otherwise she may need to hold her balance. She's regained the composure well there, inching her way across, but left foot is beginning to shake a little here. She needs to regain her balance here before making this next move. Not going the way of the Slovenian, and there's only one way that was going to end. Kiesgen had her left foot about another 4 or 5 inches further up that blue volume.
Tough ones that are very skilled from our athletes. Those in the semi-finals.
I think that's what Erskine needs to do as well.
We also have the men's
Give themselves a little bit of a moment before she attacks this once more.
Those that are not familiar with bouldering.
That's a good start. Now you'll see some blue tape at the bottom of these problems, as well as right next to that start, those 2 blue bits of tape. That means both hands, both feet need to be touching those particular holes before it is granted a good start. If that doesn't happen, a judge will call the athlete off the wall and be declared a false start. Now this is a little bit better. She's got that left foot a little bit deeper onto that volume. Now she's got to slowly but surely inch her way across. Use her balance to commit the left hand onto that tiny blue hole. That is her aim. Using the left foot to regain her balance, but she's getting away from the wall quickly, but regains her balance and does it on the second attempt. She'll go to second place, but she took 2 attempts on that one. It'd be 1 top 2 zones, but she'll have 2 attempts to top, compared to Kiesgen's 1.
And let's welcome Hong Ying from Chinese Taipei. Let's welcome Hong Ying from Chinese Taipei, making it up boulder 2.
So next athlete out, Hong Ying for Chinese Taipei. Solid start from Lee.
Now the athletes had 2 minutes to have a look at the wall before they started. They had 2 minutes of observation time. They were only allowed to hold on to the starting hold, and that was it. And then they had to mentally decide what route they were going to take, how they were going to tackle those routes. They had 4 different routes, each one with their own challenges. Some of them are slow, deliberate movements. Some of them have
This
to
is
be
good stuff
powerful
from
and dynamic.
Hong Ying. Doesn't want to go too quickly here. Not about the time here, she'll have plenty of it. It's just making sure she can do this on 1 attempt and I'll get it in the race, and it does indeed. Less than 60 seconds, does it on her first go. She flashes problem number 2, and she is tied for the lead, along with Lady Kiesgen.
Camilla Moroni there is athlete number 5. Camilla Moroni from Italy.
So we now welcome back Camilla Moroni, the 18-year-old from Miganego in Italy. They'll know in isolation that the first three athletes have done this pretty sharpish as well, so it does build the pressure for the later athletes to come out here, knowing that this second problem can get you on the scoreboard here. That's false starts from Neroni, so that'll go against her name. So this is going to be attempt number 2. Second attempt. Very important that she doesn't take up another attempt here. Otherwise she could be slowly becoming behind the 8 ball, especially with Klingler and ANOC still to come as well. Bouldering competitions have been won and lost on one attempt. Seen that many, many times down the years. Left foot needs to inch across a little bit more there. You see her right foot, there's not much space for it right now. If that right foot's going to balance on the angle of that volume, I think that's wise. I think going backwards to go forwards, taking one step back to take another one forward, that's better. Now it gives her more room. Plant that right foot, now inch her way across. She's not comfortable.
When they're training, they're not just training for strength, but for balance as well.
Slowly, surely, makes the final move. Well done to the Italian, who tops out on her second go. They'll put it to tie third. Due to her taking 2 attempts on that particular boulder. So now just 2 athletes still to go out. And that is Petra Klingler.
You can see the scoreboard there, that will show you what the latest results are. We'll be going through those again in a minute.
So just 2 athletes yet to go on this second problem.
Petra Klingler from Switzerland. Petra Klingler from Switzerland.
Just Klingler coming out.
In the world, we have here taking part in this final competition here in Qatar in 2019. Just
holds on, when she gets the both hands on that opening hold. Before TV declared a good start.
As you said earlier, ice climbing, which is a very hard and different way of climbing as well.
I don't want to take too many.
She's a 3rd generation climber. It's a time when climbing is becoming increasingly popular worldwide, especially amongst the youngsters. We're seeing, especially with this group, some slow moves from some of our athletes there requires a lot of skill and balance.
Right foot right now. She's going to use the starting move instead.
Also doing active moves with it as well.
It's going to be a different way. That left foot is not giving much room for the right foot to go on, so I think she's going to try and inch it, just shimmy across a little. There you go. Now it gives a little bit more room for the right foot to balance on top of that volume.
Let's hear it there for her, especially in this last march. So most of the athletes get past that zone.
Loads of time for the 27-year-old from Bonstead. But she knows how many athletes have gone before her, and they've all topped out. So it's important for her to top out as well, and she does so in the first attempt. Fist pump from the 27-year-old Swiss, former world champion. She heads back into isolation, tied for the lead. 1 top, 2 zones, 1 attempt to find that top. Now Miho Nanaka.
Please welcome back Miho Nanaka from Japan. Miho Nanaka.
The only one to find the top on boulder number 1. So she'll be looking to try and extend that lead here on boulder number 2, knowing that the 5 athletes previous have all topped out. So this would have been a bit of a gift from our route setters. Nanaka wasted no time.
Require a lot of focus, as we've seen with our former athletes that have been just on this floor. This move is a slow, deliberate one that we're seeing.
She won't be worried about the amount of attempts here, knowing that the destiny is in our own hands. That
the easiest of moves.
She's sort of bowled 3 and 4 to come, but having one top more than the rest of the field gives it a huge advantage.
This
This is a good start from ANOC, and now it's all about the execution. Trying to keep that body weight as close to the wall as possible. And then gravity will naturally want to try and take it away. Inching away across, and now it's actually the final move. That is textbook for a 3-time World Cup champion. Just took it over a minute as well. Goes back to the top of the leaderboard. And after.
Cheer on Lily.
So Lily Keegan now
Let's give it up for Lily Keegan
going on
from
problem
Germany.
number 3. This one.
First one to tackle ball number 3 here.
Very much a new school style of boulder. Running across, a number of attempts can happen here, and bearing in mind the 2+2 rule is in effect here, so they don't find that zone in 2 minutes, they're off the wall. So this could provide separation in this field. All about coordination and patience. But have they got enough time? Now she's only got a minute to go to find this zone hold. She can't be wasting time here.
It's a total of 4 minutes.
Now she understands that the clock is now her enemy. Got to do this before the timer hits 2 minutes, and she's only got 34 seconds. She only needs to find the zone hold, and then she'll get the extra 2 minutes. 25 seconds. So maybe time for one more go. Otherwise, Lily Kee's going to have to go back into isolation. Got to hit it now. 10 seconds. Got to be quick, got to be quick. Got to be very quick. I'm not sure she may not get the rule here. 2, 1. So I think if you start it so you finish, but no. Lily Keegan has to go back into isolation. No zone found in 2 minutes. We move on to the next athlete. So this third particular boulder looks like it's going to provide separation in this competition.
Our next athlete will be Ursula Busic from Slovenia. Attacking group number 3.
Busic, the 19-year-old from Russia. Off goes the chalk back. Looking to find the zone first. A rueful smile across the 19-year-old's face. As silence comes across the arena here at the Aspire Park in Doha.
We're seeing Oscar here tackling on that route boulder number 3 there. It's not the easiest of moves for these athletes.
She's had 50 seconds of her time. Got to find the zone hold.
Green didn't manage to complete that route. She had to reach the zone in the first 2 minutes and she didn't qualify for route number 3.
That's 3 attempts down, and now into her second minute.
It's important to get past that zone.
Minute
in
and
the first
15
2
gone.
minutes.
Otherwise, she'll be following Lily Keys going back into isolation.
a tough one for our athletes. Let's hear it from the audience. Cheer as we're on now. I'm sure it will help our lunch. You'll appreciate some of that cheering to get through to the
25.
next stage. They'll have several attempts, but they have to get past the zone in the first 2 minutes.
15 seconds.
Some dynamic moves for this game.
Oh yes, just in time. She's got the zone hold, she gets the extra 2 minutes. So she can have to take a little bit of a break here, but she took up a number of attempts there. I counted 5 or 6 at least. So
doesn't seem like such a big deal, but these things can make a huge difference if an athlete is able to move on to the next hold. And sometimes the subtleties that really make a difference between winning a route and being disqualified.
90 seconds left. Well done. Now then.
2 hands there, past the zone.
Can she figure out the methodology here? Feet right to make her way towards a tiny little crimp hold on that grey volume where the top is. She's got plenty of time in hand, but this will provide separation for the young Slovenian and will put it as a medal hopeful. Now where's your left foot go? Superb upper body strength, very physical. .40 seconds left. Still loads of time. Plenty of the crowd here in Doha right behind this 19-year-old. She's trying to find somewhere to plant that left foot. And now the time is an enemy. 20 seconds left to go. She's got the zone, which will put her in the lead. I do think Penny will put her in second place. And that's as far as she goes on that one. You feel if an athlete can top out here, they may be going favourites to take the gold here.
Let's welcome
These ANOC World Beach Games. Such a difficult problem, especially with the pressure of this 2+2 rule that we've employed here, that they've got to find the zone hold in the first 2 minutes.
She's tackling boulder 3 there. That's the same boulder that really didn't manage to finish. So it's quite a tough route, as we can see for some of our top athletes here. Requires some dynamic moves from them. In bouldering, you are allowed to jump. That is allowed. And that's why the mats are there. We saw some fantastic moves yesterday, jumping from our males that took part in the semi-finals yesterday. Some really tough ones.
One minute down.
Let's see if Hong Yong can manage to get through that first part of the starting hold to get to the zone within 2 minutes.
.43 seconds to go for the 34-year-old from Taipei. Now she's beginning to rush, knowing that time is not on her side. Got to be quick, 15 seconds. Refusic did this on the buzzer, as it were. But I don't think Ying Lee is going to do this. She got on just before the beep hit. So she's allowed to finish this attempt and she'll be granted the extra 2 minutes. Failure here, she's back in isolation.
I'm seeing a lot of focus there. Some subtle moves and a big jump. Needs a lot of momentum there.
Not there
Let's hear it there.
for the veteran athlete.
Hong Ying Lee from
Hong Ying Lee
Chinese Taipei will be
stays in
bringing on
fourth
our
place.
next athlete.
Still me on the Naka lead in 2 top 2 zones. First good usage in second place, 1 top 3 zones. Petra Klingler, 1 top 2 zones in third. Next, Camilla Moroni.
So you see the same from Hong Ying Lee. They didn't manage to get past that zone. And let's bring on Camilla Moroni from Italy. Let's cheer on Camilla. She'll be starting boulder number 3. She has lots of supporters in the crowd there. She's surprised us certainly in the semi-finals. She's been top of her game in this competition. Let's see how she's going to manage to tackle boulder number 3.
Italian teenage athlete.
Requires a lot of momentum and skill and a big jump there. Some of our athletes have managed it, but not all. Our first 2 athletes didn't manage it. Will Camilla manage to get past the zone hold? She's had a lot of stamina, and judging by how she's been performing, it's very possible.
Three down.
Now requires several moves there from a
Minutes
jump
to go before it hits 2 minutes.
Strength, flexibility, momentum, the right amount of momentum as well is really important for this move.
I think you sense that only one of the latter 2 potentially finish this off. Klingler and Nanaka. Look at this way. Klingler does it, doesn't do it, and Nanaka does. That's the game over. She won't be caught. She wasn't far away there, Moroni. Just doing the maths.
Best effort to
See
try
on the
and get
Naka,
past this boulder.
completes the top here, and Petra Klingler does not.
2 of her combats have been not managed to finish that part.
This competition is done and dusted with a boulder to spare.
That's a tough form in front of you there.
7 seconds for Moroni to try and find the zone hold here. Got to do it on this one.
You just heard the beat.
No.
Can she get
So
to that
Moroni
zone
goes back into isolation. Doesn't add a zone or top 2 score, and she remains in 6th place. 1 top 2 zones, 2 attempts to top.
Bring on our next athlete.
Now then,
There's 3 athletes that haven't managed to get past that zone hold in the first 2 minutes. Will
Petra
Petra
Klingler,
be able to do
27-year-old from Von Stetten,
Let's
row
welcome
number
on
5.
Petra Klingler from Switzerland. Petra Klingler.
This competition, you feel, could be decided in the next 6 minutes.
Will she be able to get past what the other athletes couldn't get past, which is the zone hold? That's the yellow tab that you can see just above midway on this wall. Requires power, this move, and strength and momentum to swing in the right direction. And a grip, a firm grip in the hands.
Oh, wasn't far away. Wasn't far away. And the crowd appreciates the effort
Good move.
from the Swiss athlete. I think she feels she can get this. And it will put pressure on the Nanaka if she can not just get the zone, but get the top more importantly. Oh, that was an awkward fall, but she's okay.
Not wasted here. Sometimes it takes several attempts to get past that one part of this wall. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Going right leg first. Not that time. Now, be careful. She knows the rules today.
As many times as she can to tackle this part of the wall.
If Mio Nanaka does this, she's the next athlete out. Petra Klingler doesn't.
The
final could be over. Oh, hasn't thought away again.
Trying to grab onto that zone hold.
Now she knows she is under pressure.
It's a tricky one here for our athlete.
No. Uh-oh. Now beginning to panic.
Will Petra manage to get past what the other athletes struggled to get past, which is the zone hold? It's a required...
Yes, she gets the extra 2 minutes.
Nice.
But now, more importantly, she's looking for the top. She's going to go and gets one hand on it, and the second hand of Petra Klingler is well and truly in this race. The 2016 world champion, showing why she won the world crown 3 years ago. And now telling Miyunanaka, pressure is on you. Klingler will take the lead with 2 tops, 3 zones. So Nanaka, to tie the lead, got to find the zone first of all.
Most of our athletes couldn't get past, but she's shown a lot of strength in her earlier moves and earlier boulder routes.
Said it's going to be a 2-horse race. So many of the athletes here thought it would be a 2-horse race, and they've been proved right.
And there she goes for that spin. More than one move there.
Already for 30 seconds, we need to know.
It's a 3-1 by the looks of it.
For the 22-year-old from Tokyo, who along with Petra Klingler will be going to the Olympic Games next year.
Miyunanaka is just 22 years old. She won the first place the women's bouldering IFSC climbing World Cup last year in Switzerland. And some fantastic great results she's had in 2018 and 2019. A really good run, but is she going to manage it on
Gets it on the third.
Almost there now.
So Nanaka now looking to find the top. I think she will already have the lead anyway. But looking to extend it and go massive favourites headed into the final problem.
Great moves there. It's just about the balance. It's about where they put their weight.
She's got to be careful here. She's got handles of time. Doesn't need to worry about the time.
Look
at the flexibility from the athlete. She cannot use the top of the wall. But that is superb. Look at the dexterity from this 22-year-old Japanese athlete. And a grin like the Cheshire Cat as she leaves the stage. She has the lead. And now, only 2 athletes can take gold here at this ANOC World Beach Games.
She's had some great backing up from people in the crowd there, and I'm sure she'll appreciate it throughout this. This is her last route. We've seen some great footholds throughout this competition and a lot of dynamic moves and swinging.
Keesman on this physical, fighting style problem. Research suggests it's a medium hardest. We're only expecting 2 tops from the 6 athletes here. All about upper body strength. Body and arm
There are
power.
some moves that you can do to allow you to stay onto that wall for a little bit longer, like keeping your
So for the
arms straight.
4 athletes to follow here, they are fighting out for the bronze medal. Or potential silver. You can still catch Petra Klingler. You can't catch Miyunanaka.
Shaking those arms to allow the blood to flow back. If your arms get a little bit too pumped, it can make it very difficult to try and move up that wall. These climbers, of course, have mastered these moves. They're always up for a very tricky challenge. And I think that's what the route setters said they were aiming to do, to make it difficult, tricky. It's one that requires all sorts of skills.
She already found the zone hold on her first attempt, so she's granted the extra 2 minutes.
Really needs to get past that starting position.
Keegan currently lying in third place.
She's assessing that route at the moment.
On top,
She's deciding how she's going to make her way
zones.
out.
Finding them 3 zones in 3 attempts as well. So she finds the top here. Put her well in the hunt for a medal.
And trying to hold on to that. And stay in that position to get past that zone to the top hold. So 90-degree angles. Very tough.
Just to remind you as well, we have the men's bouldering final on the later.
She has to get past this point for that route to be taken into account. The judges will be looking at all 4 routes, all 4 boulders.
So, Keegan with
This route,
45 seconds left to go.
Some heel hooks maybe in there.
Shaking out lactic acid from those arms to start fresh.
And that's the skill that we're seeing with some of our athletes where they just rest their feet on the wall where there's no hold. And that just gives them a little bit of momentum to be able to move upwards. They'll use every part of their body to get past those obstacles.
20 seconds left to go.
She's at the zone. She makes her way up. With a good hold, smart move there.
And that's going to be maybe the end of this final for Lily Keegan. Indeed, that is the case. The crowd appreciate the effort from the 23-year-old German. Found the zone hold and goes into third place with 1 top
That
and
was
3
really
zones.
decent, and we're waiting to bring on our next athlete for the Bruce
Maybe
Boulder
potentially
four.
a chance of a medal.
Let's bring on Urska Rapusic from Slovenia. Urska
Rapusic
Rapusic from Slovenia.
currently in fourth place, 1 top, 3 zones.
She's had a lot of cheering on from the crowd today. I'm sure she'll
Just doing
appreciate
the
it a lot
maths
more,
here.
especially
If
for
she finds the
this
top
route.
here, she's going to take away a medal. Because Hong Ying Lee and Camilla Maroney will not be able to catch the Slovenian. So, place on the podium beckons for the 19-year-old from Rachi if she can find the top hole.
Some great flexibility with seeing and strengthening the upper
Gets the
arm
zone.
strength there.
Extra 2 minutes.
From
Potentially a
Urska.
medal coming her way.
Look at that flexibility there. What a move. What a move. And you see how she's using every part of her body to support her on that tricky overhang. That Lily managed to, Lily that was just doing route 4, her box was half green, and that means the climber got the zone on that specific boulder, but didn't manage to get to the top.
Rapusic currently lying in third place.
We'll get to see if Urska can manage to get to that top boulder in those 4 minutes.
She's just slotted
She's
above
been
Lily Keegan.
allocated to get to the top of
Getting
that
that zone
boulder.
hold, 1 top, 4 zones for the Slovenian athletes.
And as you can see, she's
Be up to
requested to have some of
Lee or
those
Camilla
holds
Maroney to
cleaned. Sometimes there can be a build-up of chalk.
Only
Our climbers are using chalk.
jump above into third place if they find the top.
A very important part of the climbing process.
Come with the match for Petra Klingler and Neil Nanaka. I just think whatever happens, if Klingler does top out, I think Nanaka just needs a zone. I think they're both on the same amount of attempts to find a top. I think that is the case. So
hustlers back on the
In the
ball.
market, there was a massive, massive favourite to take the gold medal here at these ANOC World Beach Games.
She managed it once, and she's going to be able to get past this point now.
But can rep usage
We've been seeing some great heel
potentially
hooks
take
throughout
the
this
bronze medal.
competition. Not an easy one to do. And look at that strength and power is going there.
And far
Will it
away.
be enough to get her to
Only
the
20 left to
top
go.
goal?
Only 19 years of age from this hotbed of sport climbing that is Slovenia.
Test that boulder. Just a reminder that
Following the
Oscar is
footsteps of the
19 years old.
great Slovenian climbers in recent years, Mina
First
Markovic,
place at the European World
who was the
Cup in
pioneer of Slovenian
Bulgaria,
climbing.
and Portugal as well, both in 2018.
Such a multiple Bouldering World Cup champion. Was always in the shadow of Austria's Anna Storr back in the late noughties and early part of this decade. And then looking what Thomas Skolkovic had done for male Slovenian climbing. Anish Kruder, Gregor Vesnalik, who puts it in away to my right. And then all them laid the foundations for the golden girl of Slovenian climbing and sport climbing in general, Janja Garbret, who's taking title after title after title. If he's into third, strong chance of the bronze medal, depending on what Hong Ying Lee and Camilla Moroni do. They need to find the top row if they're out to go above the 19-year-old from Russia. So 3 down, 3 to go.
The extra chalk there that we have in those holes.
4 to go, I should say. And will be Hong Ying Lee. She'll be out next.
And we're bringing on Hong Ying Lee from Chinese Taipei. Let's give her a round of applause there to cheer her on for that boulder number 4. So far, none of our athletes have been able to finish boulder 4 or get to the top. But is Hong Ying Lee going to be able to get to that top hold ahead of her other competitors?
So Lee, she's making herself, she moves across here, guarantees the extra 2 minutes. Top is what she's looking for here, and she'll go into 3rd place, potentially.
Let's hear it from the
Bronze medal
crowd
for the
Hong Ying Lee. Let's cheer her
34-year-old
on.
from
I'm sure
Taipei.
she appreciates some cheering from the audiences here. These are some very tough routes for them. Each athlete has a specific expertise. Maybe it's strength, maybe it's flexibility, but it requires a lot of mental strength as well. It's like a puzzle in a way. If you can figure out your routes, she'll stand back, as you can see, just observing that route to try and figure out what's her best and next moves are. And sometimes it can just be a tiny change in the way the body leans in
So much
onto the
energy
wall,
is taken up.
away from it even. It always looks so much easier when you stand back.
In an attempt actually
You actually get a better perspective of this as well. But those overhangs are not easy.
taking up some time to just get the energy back, get the breath back as well, before having another attack. A particularly difficult route.
Getting past that. It's important to get past that zone. Seeing some nice heel hooks
2 minutes
throughout
left to
this
go.
competition. It's not easy when
a
your
lot of
whole
body
body
strength
is upside down and
this
you're
particular-
relying on that one heel to keep you up. With that one foot. Or even the tips of those fingers there. some incredible amounts of strength exercises.
An awkward landing, but she's okay. Hong Ying Lee. Top is what she's aiming for.
Will Hong Ying Lee be able to get past the competitors and get to that top hold? That's a good question. As you may have gathered, as we move from boulder 1 straight to
15 minutes to go.
4, the routes do get harder and harder. A lot more skill is needed here, and focus and concentration.
It's not a case of amount of attempts now for Hong Ying Lee. She finds the top. She'll go into 3rd place.
Some sweet moves we're seeing there.
She's got less than a minute to do so. Already found the zone hold, and seeing what the first 3 athletes have done, I think that will be bread and butter, in all fairness, to Fiona Narka, which is why she goes odds-on favourites to take this title here in
Just a
Doha.
reminder that Hong Ying Lee,
That's all she needs.
time pays
If Petra Klinger does top out. If Klinger does top out, then Narka has the freedom, climbing with no pressure. She'll already know she's the champion.
So she's been training hard.
Last roll of the dice.
And as you see, some of the
For Hong
athletes
Ying Lee.
who made several attempts, they seem to be able to move through those routes quicker.
Frustration, a rueful smile,
Past those problems.
but nod to the crowd, and they appreciate the efforts of the 34-year-old from
Hong
Taipei.
Ying Lee from
4th
Chinese
place,
Taipei will be
currently
racing to bring on
with
our
3
next
athletes still to go.
athlete. Take a look at those scoreboards, you'll get a better idea of who managed to finish which route. Green means that route has been finished or reached the top. That's of course the aim of the game.
So the only person who could go ahead of
Let's bring on
Erska
Camilla Moroni
Rukic
from
is Camilla
Italy.
Moroni of Italy.
Moroni, let's cheer her
Moroni
on.
in 6th place, one top 2 zones. Top here, and she'll go into 3rd place. And she will take the
She's looking at
bronze
that
medal.
timer there. She has 2 minutes to get past the zone. 4 minutes in total to get to the top hold, and that requires 2 hands on the top hold. She'll get several attempts. We'll see if she can manage her way through this. None of our athletes so far have been able to get to that top hold. But judging by her moves so far, she's managed to get through the semi-finals quite easily. Will she be able to get through to the top 3 in these finals? We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, very much a
Let's cheer
conservative
her on,
start for
please.
Moroni. She hasn't found the zone
Let's
yet.
cheer her on, Camilla.
Slow and steady seems to be, whoa, I was about to say win the race, but minute
She
down,
managed to
no
top
zone
all
get
4
found.
boulders in the semi-final. Will she be able to do this for this final?
It's an awful start for the 18-year-old from Mignaigo. 30 seconds to find the zone here. Otherwise, she'll be leaving this competition in 6th place.
The 18-year-old is making her way to the top. She needs to get past that zone in the first 2 minutes.
20 seconds left to find the zone hold.
Just a reminder, she won first place in the European Youth Cup in Bouldering in Austria this year. Is she going to be able to
Yes.
get through this
Extra 2
one?
minutes
All that
granted.
strength and those
Now, can she
moves,
go deeper?
making her way to the top. Some of these moves require some very meticulous twists
All
and
about arm
turns.
strength here, and you can see the lactic acid now will be building in those 2 arms. She gets the extra 2 minutes, and if she finds the top here, she will
Standing back to assist that boulder
guarantee
again.
3rd place.
So So far, our athletes have not managed to get to the top of that boulder. We still have 2 more to go. Let's hear it for Camilla Moroni. Let's hear it. I'm sure she'll appreciate some help from you all. A little bit of support there to help get her through that tricky boulder route there. She's had some very good results this year. And here she goes. She tries to make it to the top within those 4 minutes. Come on, it's the last few seconds here. Let's cheer Camilla. I'm sure she'll appreciate some help from the audience.
And she calls it a day. Very respectable 6th place finish in this competition.
This 4 minutes is almost up.
1 top, 3 zones, 2 attempts to top. That's where she finishes in this final.
Give you a better idea of where we are so far.
Then, it goes down to the final 2.
We have 2 more
but we're about
athletes
95% certain it's going to be Mila Nanaka taking all the plaudits here. Nanaka only needs to find a zone.
Let's bring in Petra Klingler from Switzerland.
Petra Klingler, even if she flashes this, there'll be 3 tops, 4 zones, 8 attempts to top. Nanaka just need to find a zone. She'll have 3 tops, 4 zones, 7 attempts to top.
Some of them through the zones, but they're not been able to get to that top hole with 2 hands. It's not just about getting to the top.
Klingler, first of all, needs to find the top to force Nanaka just to find the zone.
Some good footholds, good hooks.
I'm expecting Klingler to do well here. This one's all about upper body strength, arm power. This 2016 world champion has that in abundance. Already finds the zone on the first attempt, and now this difficult section.
The 27-year-old has been doing some fantastic work through this competition.
So much upper body strength. And she's looking to force Nanaka, so near, to find that zone. But that would have taken a lot of energy out of the Swiss athlete.
She managed to get past that zone. She has
minute 15 down.
Some more time to get to that top hold. Just a reminder that she's a 3rd generation climber and recently qualified to take part in the first Bouldering Olympics.
See that first attempt.
In Tokyo that's going to be held next year in 2020.
Petra Klingler already shaking off that lactic acid.
As it becomes recognised as an international
ready now
sport.
to go again.
And here goes Petra as she tries to make her way past the starting hold and through the zone hold. Some tough moves there.
Shaking, but she got the deepest so far. Now, one last move, one hand. Plants the feet to move the left hand onto the final volley. It's not there yet. She's not comfortable about this before making this move. Now she will be. Oh, I spoke too soon.
So close.
She needs to have control. Needs to have control. And she knows she was so close as well.
She's shown some incredible will and determination. Let's hear it for Petra.
Looking to force Nanaka to find that zone in 2 minutes when she comes out in 60 seconds from now. She's got one last attempt here for Klingler. She's going to be going away with the silver guaranteed, but she wants to force the Japanese athlete to win this on merit and not be gifted to her.
Let's cheer her on. She's still got a little
Only had 2 attempts. This is her third.
Top hold for boulder number 4, the last one of the
See
evening for Petra.
how much of those first 2 attempts taken out of her, love.
She'll be able to do with 2 hands.
And now you can hear the whole crowd cheering her on. Now she needs to get the second hand on it. And she needs that, more importantly, to have control. She's angled away from the wall. This is why it's so difficult for the 27-year-old Swiss athlete.
Come on, let's hear it from her.
That is beautiful. Superb. That's one of the climbs of the night. Petra Klingler, it's forced Nanaka to win this on merit. She takes the lead, but Nanaka will only need a zone. 3 tops 4 zones. Nanaka's already got 3 tops 3 zones, so all she needs is a zone, and she will be declared the winner here in Qatar.
That was a tough group we just saw then. We have some of the leaders there trying to make sure that ball is ready for our next athlete.
So it all comes down to this. Petra Klingler is finished. 3 tops, 4 zones, 10 attempts to top. That's regardless. It's all going to go on the zones here. Nanaka finds a zone in 2 minutes. Game over. She is the champion.
She's the final athlete here to take
That's
part
all
in
she
this
needs to do.
last
She'll
ball
match
for the
Klingler's
women's
score, and she will get it on
competition here in
attempts to
Qatar.
top. She's got 2 minutes to find the zone,
She's
and
shown some incredible agility and some incredible
you
powerful
feel
dynamic moves.
you can bet your bottom dollar she might just do this in one go.
Determined and very focused.
Thank you.
Look at the upper strength there. That's a tough move.
Done and dusted.
One that all our athletes
But she'll want to finish in style.
That's easy, but is Miho going to be able to compete
She's
with
topped
her
out on the first 3.
competitor there, Petra?
And she'll look to want to win this in style.
She's managed to get past that close. That's 1 pass in that hurdle, but she's managed to complete.
So Nanaka finding that zone. She's going to be declared the winner.
Still got some time to make her way to the top. She's just adjusting those climbing shoes.
3 tops,
Of course,
4 zones.
important to get that way.
Her score will be completely
Your
matched
shoes are not
with Petra
adapted well
Klingler.
for the ball. She needs to make sure
It hasn't
they're
been
on.
confirmed on our scoreboard just yet, but I'm pretty sure that will be the case.
Got a nice big chalk bag there.
But she'll be looking to
She'll be
finish in
looking at
style.
the timeline, assessing how much she has time-wise to maybe assess that route as she tries to make her way up. Sometimes it's worth spending that extra little time to look at that route as she makes her way up. She's managed to figure out that starting point. That's the starting hold that she's
It's over 2 minutes to go. Indeed,
Indeed,
now been confirmed, Nanaka is the champion here in Doha. The question is now, can she finish in style?
Fantastic hooks there. Different technique we're seeing in earlier.
Looking to do this
Petra, is she going to be able to hold on to
in
that
quality,
hold?
style and finesse. Miho Nanaka, the only athlete in this final to top out all 4 boulders. The route setters were proved right. 4 tops, 4 zones would win you this competition. And that is the score Miho Nanaka got. She is the champion here in Doha.
You can see the scoreboard there right in front of you showing the different rankings.
Camilla Moroni of Italy in 6th. There's confirmation of what I was just saying. Japan's Miho Nanaka, 3-time World Cup winner and now winner here at the World Beach Games.
Final result for the women's bouldering final competition. Philip Martin is 24 years old from Germany. Now he said he learned rock climbing at a young age through his parents. Now we've seen a lot of athletes that have learned how to climb through their parents, whether it's outdoors or indoors. Some start off with bouldering, then move on to top rope and then lead. But with climbing, he said he tried other sports for a while. He got bored of climbing and he dabbled with a few other sports, but then decided in the end, I think around the age of 13, that he wanted to rediscover climbing, and that's where his love for climbing started. And he said he was pretty good at competitions. He found that he always came out doing really well, so he thought, why don't I do this more often? And here we are, he's taking part in the men's final competition here. He's had good results in the World Cup. Now he's past the starting point. We almost made it to the top there. And it's important, like we said, that you get past that zone. Now, some of the athletes will themselves choose to clean some of those holes. You will have noticed some of the athletes are wearing their short bags. Let's bring on our second athlete for the night. That's Nathan Phillips from Great Britain. Let's give it up here for Nathan Phillips, who's come all the way from Great Britain. The 25-year-old has been climbing since he was 6 and competing from an incredibly young age of 7. Imagine taking part in competition at the age of 7, but he said his focus turned especially to bouldering in his mid-teens. So that's what's great about climbing, is finding their different ways. Nathan's got a lot of support here from the crowd. Let's hear it from Nathan's supporters. We have a lot of Brits living here in Qatar as well, including myself. He's the first ever great British climber to win gold in an international event at the European Youth Cup. And he competes all around the world. He's just gone past the start and he's going past the zone, and it's whether he can get to that hold. Some very tough moves there, requires a lot of strength. What an incredible move. Slowly but surely as he moves there. He's looking confident now as he looks back at that wall. Just to reassess, especially that top pass of that move. He'll be looking at lots of things from the angles to the moves that he'll be moving. When he changes things, very subtle changes there that he requires. And sometimes all it takes takes is that leap of faith to get to the top. If anyone's familiar with the assessments of a climbing group, well, Nathan has achieved an 8+B. He's got a lot of support here as he makes his way through the start boulder. Got both hands and both legs on there. And relying on lots of leg strength to push him up. It's great to hear the crowd cheering on the athletes. Almost there. Almost there to the top. He's got now 2 hands on that hole. He's got 1 hand there. Will he be able to get to that top and hold on? He just needs a little rest. He's relying on putting his weight on that one of those legs. A lot of bottom strength there. Slightly switches. Oh, close, close. He's going to go for another attempt. He still has time. He's already got past this point. We've seen that twice before. This is his first. He's looking back at the audience. Let's hear it. Come on, everyone, to cheer him on. Come on. That's the time right there. But he did give his best on that route. Just having the ball clean to make way for our next athlete.
So our brushes and volunteers doing a lot of work. They're definitely earning their crust at the moment. A couple of our delegates here, part of the IFSC team, just helping out as well to tell these volunteers of where to go. So
Next up is Mikhail
conditions are
Mawin from France. Give it up for Mikhail Mawin from France.
Taking a lot of pointers from his brother Bassett, who's one of the great speed climbers, and also been learning a lot on lead climbing as well. He's booked his place on the plane to Tokyo. He'll be representing France in the Olympic combined competition next year in Tokyo. The crowd appreciate the efforts for the oldest competitor in this final. And Mika Moem will head back to isolation. He too found the zone in his first attempt, and he currently has the lead.
Just making the moderate boulders we've seen. A lot of chalk on there. You know, the weather is also knocked out. Sometimes when it's a bit humid, you can feel it's muggy. That chalk can become very sticky, especially with the amount of sweat. It's important that the climbers don't slip off those poles.
Athlete number 4 will be the 26-year-old from Kawasaki Shi, just outside Tokyo. Former World Cup winner, Kita Watabe. He's had a very much a quiet season. Maybe taking some time away from competitive climbing. He's only taken part in one event this season. That was out in Munich when he came in 25th place. A former world finalist. That was 13 months ago out in Innsbruck, where he came just missing out on a medal in 4th place. From the top 10 in the world, his ranking's plummeted down to 59. But writes him off at your pedal. This is an athlete who has quality in abundance. You don't win World Cups for nothing. Even though he's got one to his name, they're not easy things to win. Found the zone hold, so he gets the extra 2 minutes. Just a reminder, if you're just joining us, this event, it's been very much an experimental rule in bouldering in recent time. We used it in a recent event out in Japan earlier this year. This 2+2 rule, that the athletes now have 2 minutes to find the zone. If they don't find the zone in that 2 minutes, they come off the wall, back to isolation. Their turn is over.
He also competed in a number of IFSC World Cups.
The intention of that rule is to basically stop what Kate is doing right now and forcing athletes to get on with it.
In the semi-final. That happened yesterday. He's managed to secure a spot in this final, but will he secure one of the
Did see that a couple of times in the women's final earlier on. One particular problem athletes have a number of goes at, but couldn't find the zone hold. So that happens. They'll call off the wall after 2 minutes. The time was up. Back to isolation. No score. But Watabe. This is second attempt. There's one hand. He's trying to reach there to put his feet on that blue volume. But that would take a superhuman effort, and he'd be putting all of his weight on that left foot. Maybe that might be the way to go. 90 seconds left to play for Watabe on this first problem of 4. Watabe just restoring, recharging his batteries for another attack on this first problem. 60 seconds left to go. Maybe time for one more if he comes off the wall here, but I feel he's going to put all his efforts into this third attempt.
Trust me, me and a couple of climbers tried a few moves, didn't get far.
40 seconds left for Watabe. Now where can he plant this feet?
He makes his way slowly.
It's a balance move, this last move. You may need to put both feet on top of that blue volume to inch your way forward. He's going to put one hand on the top. He needs to put both on there, and he must have control. Very important. He can't just brush it with 2 hands. We've got to have control. That's the balance I'm talking about. And now he needs to hold it. He's coming away up the wall and goes.
So close for Qatar Watabe. What a great performance there. Fantastic performance.
Superb effort from the 26-year-old from Kawasaki Shi. Keita Watabe, he takes the lead on virtue of the better semi-final performance. All 4 athletes so far finding the zone on their first attempt.
Waiting for that ball to be clean.
Athlete number 5.
We still have 2 more athletes to give it a go at Boulder 1. For some of you that need to understand the scoring board on that screen, each column there in grey is for each boulder.
So our brushes have just done their job.
Now let's bring in Arthur Turneau from France. He's
Arthur Turneau of France. I was very impressed with this young man in this semi-final.
There he is.
Only 1 or 2 athletes to top out on all 4 boulders. Unknown quantity, must be said, on the FSC circuit. He's only got 1 result to his name, and that was a 17th place finish in Vail earlier this season. But his performance in the semi-final was nothing more than stellar.
He's making his way
Very impressed
past that starting point.
by this 23-year-old from the Union Island in the Indian Ocean.
Top hold.
He's got the attributes and he's got the quality. He showed that
Loves climbing.
in that semi-final.
For a few years now. He's
Right
showed a lot
now,
of strength in the semi-final.
if he can find one handy and the second, this is a superb effort from the 23-year-old. Now he just needs to get the balance correct here.
This is the trickiest part. But
That's what I
he
mean.
got past that zone in the first 2 minutes.
But he seems
Which means he can
to have
stay
already
until
got the
end of those
methodology.
4 minutes. He's taking
He's going to have a lie down.
It's important for
To
him
rest up.
to rest him.
It's just his final move.
And just have a little breather.
See, that first bit of effort has taken a lot out of him. Have a lie down by all means.
Looks like Arthur has an interesting way of looking back at the wall. We all have different ways of dealing with it. It's a challenge and a half, that's for sure.
Getting the brush shed out. Doing a bit of DIY and gardening himself. Not going to have to volunteer to do it.
Especially that little crimp.
Loads of time, not even at halfway.
Very few crimps on this wall, but they are there.
Just over 2 minutes
Now,
left to
climbers
go.
talk a lot about problems, is what they call problems now. That's a term for the very tricky routes that they try to follow up. Now, we can definitely say there's a problem at that top one. But there's always a solution to get to the top. It just requires a few attempts.
Turn-on. It's a 41 in the world. That's 23-year-old
Arthur's choosing to take his time
in the Indian Ocean.
reassess that route.
Taking 90 seconds, 95 seconds here
Into his hand.
from after his first attempt. So you feel
Press to tackle that
he's going to be putting all of his efforts
both limbs, both arms.
on this particular second.
Out those holds, past that starting hold into the zone. Couple of crimps there, very tricky crimps.
Not on that occasion.
He's choosing to clean the holds himself.
60 seconds left.
The 23-year-old is going to have another attempt here. Let's hear
35
it for
seconds.
Arthur Turner. Arthur Turner, let's hear it for him to help him through.
I think all the efforts came in the first attempt, and Arthur Turner leaves the stage. He now has the lead.
Arthur Turner,
One zone, one top.
didn't quite make it to
One zone
the
in one
top,
attempt to beg your pardon.
But he did manage to get past that zone. Now, number one you're seeing there is to say that he got past the zone, and that's the attempt. He didn't achieve that top, but he achieved that zone.
So one more athlete left to go. And that is the former world champion.
Last but not least, Kai Harada from Japan. Let's hear it for Kai Harada from Japan. He's our
The world champion of 2018.
As we say, the Japanese have been doing incredibly well. He's definitely one to watch out for.
Kai Harada
Top of his game. He's been winning plenty of
is the next athlete out.
Yesterday he moved up those routes extremely.
The world number 12.
Made it look very
Second
easy.
place finish out in Chongqing.
The speed that he moves in.
And Harada was excellent in the semi-final.
I'm
showing why he is a former world champion. The only one of the six to top out, and he flashes it as well. Fist pump from the 20-year-old from Yokohama Shi. He has the lead in this men's final. To top out on boulder number one. This one, big coordination jump.
This one requires strength, as you
All
can
about
see.
balance as well, and it'll end with a dynamic move.
Moving to the zone once he gets past that.
But now for the next five athletes, they know what Harada's done, so they've got to chase.
The 23-year-old is showing immense skill in some of those moves.
A minute down, already found the zone hold.
He's going to have another go on that. Boulder 2.
So Martin will get that extra 2 minutes.
His arms moving very into the start hold.
Roman puts him into second place. Everybody's chasing the Japanese star Harada.
And look at that move. Now that requires a lot of stamina.
Lower body strength from the 24-year-old from South Korea.
Using stone to get past that zone.
Now this bit all about balance. Just tiny little holds on the side of them volumes. And that's what So next athlete out. 25-year-old from home first in Yorkshire. Nathan Phillips.
He's looking ready for that boulder. He's going to take it on as he preps himself with a lot of chalk for the hands.
He knows that Philippe Martin's already done this. He knows Harada did boulder number 1, so
We already had 2 minutes of observational time earlier. He positioned
can't
himself
waste
with all
any
both
time
hands and both legs as required on the starting point. He makes
or
it
energy.
onto that boulder.
Most
Now,
importantly, first of all, he's got to get to the zone hold
have different techniques.
to give himself that extra 2 minutes. Now it's time to go a different way, using the upper body strength. The foot touches the floor. It would be deemed an attempt. So he's gone backwards to go forwards. He's going to go back to the way he tried before, and this time nails it. Fist pump from Phillips. Make sure you get that zone hold. Now he's on it. The 2 minutes extra is now granted. Fist pump from Nathan Phillips. You're only halfway there, son. Phillips being roared on by this crowd, now needs to do this final move, take this time one hand on it and the second is academic. Nathan Phillips put himself back in the race. Phillips did it in 2 attempts, did the zone in 2 attempts, so he'll go into second behind Philippe Martin on numbers of attempts to zone. But more importantly, he's on the top scoreboard. Indeed, that is the case. Slots into second place, moves Harada down to third, but of course, Harada is still yet to go out. Next athlete out will be Michael Moem of France. Our route setters were only expecting 3 athletes to complete this. So far, the first 2 have done so.
Let's see if he'll manage to get past that starting point onto the zone hold and then onto that final top hold.
Moem, 1 attempt down. First target is finding the zone hold. Give yourself that extra 2 minutes if you need it. But he knows that the first 2 athletes have already topped out here. And he doesn't want to be late to that party. That is for sure. Much of that the same as Nathan Phillips before him.
Let's hear it from everyone.
Going across. Tiny little crimp hold, using his balance now. Taking his time. You've got to go slowly here. You can't rush into things of this section of this problem. Now he's got his eye on the prize. Right hand has found the top. There's the left hand. Does it on his second attempt. He will go into second place ahead of Nathan Phillips. They both have the same score, but Moem had the better semi-final result. And he is done and dusted. We're 3 for 3. Next one out will be Keita Watabe.
Next up is Keita Watabe from Japan. Let's hear it for Keita
26-year-old from Kawasaki Shi.
Let's hear it from our crowd. He turns around to the clock. Now 2 minutes to get past that zone.
Watabe.
26-year-old is on top of his game.
Set it.
Certainly wasn't In the
problem
Asian
ahead of him.
Championship, where he came second in Japan last year.
Well, he does know it's the 2+2 rule. He's already eaten up 30 seconds. You all know everybody's topped out so far. Just held on.
Here we go.
Just held on.
There as he gets past that
Which credit must go to Watabe there. In these sticky conditions,
zone hold and he edges his way.
he did well to nail that. The chance here for Watabe to take the lead here should he flash this in one attempt. And that's what he's inching his way, slowly but surely, up this route. And a superb effort from the 26-year-old from Kawasaki. Watabe
has just completed boulder number
flashes it,
2.
and he will go from 6th into 1st place. One top 2 zones. By flashing that, he was one attempt better than Martin, Moem and Phillips. So Arthur Tenor of France with 4 for 4.
And our 5th athlete for this boulder is Arthur Tenor from France.
Tenor was not far away from topping out
From France, let's hear it from everyone in the
on
crowd.
problem number 1.
Let's keep up that momentum for our athletes. I'm sure they'll appreciate a lot of support from you all.
One attempt down. 23-year-old from Pure Non. Just one event to his name.
We've seen some exciting moves from
That was
our
this year in
athletes
Vale
throughout
when he
the
came in
games.
17th place.
Some dynamic moves, we've seen some fantastic jumps as
This
well.
particular problem has got the Frenchman in trouble already. He's already eaten up 50 seconds.
Bouldering routes. Super cool. And you'll notice how every bouldering route starts off very differently in the beginning to
Make
how
that a
it
minute.
ends at the top.
He knows that he's only got 2 minutes to find the zone, so he's going to get on with it here. Now, taking the way that a number of athletes before him have gone. He's going to get it right. He's not comfortable whatsoever. He's got 35 seconds.
Arthur Turner, 23-year-old,
He's going to try and jump for it this time, and it's not happening for Turner. 15 seconds to find the zone here, and the time is running out. 10 seconds. He knows he's got to find tops. He can start on the beep, but if he comes off, it's game over.
His supporters cheer him on there from the
There's the beep.
sides.
So he has to leave the stage. No zone found, no score for the 23-year-old. And maybe that could be his race run.
In the first 2 minutes, they have to move
So
on.
likely now it's a 5-horse race. One athlete's fallen away. Next athlete out is the 2018 world champion.
And our 6th athlete for Boulder 2 is Kai Harada from Japan.
Harada, who's been in exceptional form.
Is about to tackle Boulder 2. We'll have 2 more.
He was 4 for 4 yesterday.
This competition is the last.
Only one of 2 athletes to complete all 4 problems. He was in stellar form. Same type of form that won in that world crown 13 months ago. Very much a mixed bag of results this season. Only made 1 final, amazingly. For an athlete of his quality now, that's interesting.
We've seen some surprises throughout his competition.
Well, the first 4 athletes have topped out here. And now this is giving Kay Harada's well-deserved concentration.
close-up some of these fantastic moves. Tyrell is definitely on top of his game, one of the top contenders that we're watching here. And
2
he
attempts
tries to
down.
make his way through Boulder
No zone
number
yet
2.
found. Got a minute to go. He opened up with the lead, but now this particular move has given him his unguided attention. 45 seconds just to find the zone here. He's had 3 attempts already. Now nails the move. Made sure he got the zone.
Before that 2 minutes is up, as he makes his way to that top hold.
Rada,
Careful and meticulous movements by some of our
he's had 4 attempts on this
ball.
so far. He's found the zone, so he's got into the 2 more minutes should he not do this next part of the route. But he has good balance, does this 20-year-old from Yokohama. Now looks to finish this off and regain his lead, and does so. Wasn't textbook, he wasn't comfortable, but he still has the lead.
He has completed Boulder 2.
Even our route setter, when I chatted to him before play, he even said this is difficult to understand. And the route setter is saying that, then how do you feel the athletes will take this one on? This is the one that could cause separation in the field. You can see there's not much room for error here.
Trying to get past, there you go, he's gone past the starting point.
Philippe Martin,
Needs to get
excellent
past
start,
that zone.
gets the zone. Maybe Philippe Martin has maybe cracked the code here.
We've seen some very tricky overhangs on this wall here.
See him.
Lots of strength and balancing as well.
This is excellent
Trying
stuff
to get to
from
that
Martin.
top.
Just going to make sure that
Will you make it
right
to
leg is
one
comfortable.
hand?
And what a performance from the German!
Germany has just completed Boulder 3.
What a start from Philippe Martin on this 3rd problem. He takes the lead, 2 tops 3 zones, and he's going to force Harada to top out to regain his lead. Oh, Philippe Martin, the 24-year-old from Calverden. What a performance.
Nathan Phillips again from Great Britain.
Nathan Phillips now coming out.
Nathan Phillips here from Great Britain.
He's got to flash this to match Philippe Martin. More importantly, he's got to find the top just to keep himself in the race.
He was 6, he's been competing
You never
since
know.
the age of 7. Instead, his
Doesn't matter the
focus
number of
turned
attempts.
especially to bouldering
Could
is
come down to
mid
tops in the end. Could come down to zones. But to stay in the race, you need to top out.
Just an interesting fact that in 2013 it became the first ever Great Britain climber to win gold in the international event, the European Youth Cup. He's making his way past that starting point.
Phillips. 3-timer semi-finalist this year, former world finalist as well. Horizontal to the floor. And now hooking that right leg. Now trying to turn his body around. Just finding somewhere else to put that left hand right now. The right arm now pushing. This is good stuff from Phillips. He's found the zone, so he's got plenty of time to play with should he come off the wall here, but now shifting his body weight to the right hand side of his body. One arm on his second arm. Phillips flashes as well. Fist pump from the Yorkshireman.
Nathan Phillips there for you from Great Britain has completed Boulder 3.
Into second. 2 tops, 3 zones, 3 attempts to find the top, 4 attempts to find the zone. Just a zone separating the German and the British athlete.
Body weight from one leg to the other. Sometimes it's just a
More importantly, keeps him in the race.
getting close to that wall. Very subtle movement.
Getting towards the business end of this competition now, that if you fail to top,
to move from one boulder to the
could
other,
be game over.
Make or break, literally, of them getting to that top hold.
Michael Moem.
And our third contender is Mikhail Moem from France for boulder 3.
Moem
Let's give it up for
will go into second place.
Moem from France.
Should he flash this as well?
He completed boulder 2. Is he going to be able to do the same for this boulder? We'll have to wait and see. Starting point.
Moem. The world finalist losing his footing. He's got to regroup, and he does so. Not found the zone just yet. That right foot just giving way down. The left foot is just on his tiptoes and not there for Moem. So can only go into third place now.
He's asked to have those boulders clean for him with the short Timecodes brush touch. Just a reminder that Mikhail Moem, him and his brothers are both climbers, that's 2 of them. He was also the first French climber, as I said, to qualify for the 2020 Summer Olympics. He qualified in August.
Moem already an Olympian. Got his tickets to the Olympic Games.
He was also competing in Poland just earlier
10 months
this
from
month.
now.
He became a champion in that competition as well.
Moem on his second attempt here. He needs to struggle with his feet on these great volumes. There's the zone, guaranteed. So he can have the extra 2 minutes should he need it. Swinging away, the momentum stays to the wall, and the crowd appreciate that effort. But can he continue? He can go deep into this route. Now trying to shift that body weight from the left-hand side to the right.
They're just seeing on that wall the movement.
And he has done. So now, one more move
Fantastic footwork as well.
to climb the top, pushing up. He's going to try and reach for this. And he has done. Michael Moem tops out. We're 3 for 3 on problem number 3.
Completes boulder 3. He was very pleased. Maybe a little tired, but I'm sure he's very pleased with that.
He'll head back to isolation, and he will move into second or third. Let's see on the scoreboard here. I think he's moving to third. 2 tops, 3 zones, and I think he's done that in 4 attempts overall. That will be the case when it is added to the score, and he will move into third behind Philippe Martin and Nathan Phillips. But more importantly, he's found 2 tops. That still keeps him in the hunt.
Going through the phase of clean wall, but it's also interesting to see how athletes manage sometimes to adapt. So very last minute their moves to make them get all the way to.
Next athlete out, Keita Watabe.
And Keita Watabe from Japan. Let's bring on Keita Watabe from Japan.
1 top, 2 zones.
Let's cheer him on as well, everyone in the
He
crowd.
flashes this, he goes to first.
As he salutes everyone here, and he makes and has a look at that boulder wall. Just adjusting those climbing shoes. It's imperative to make sure they fit nice and tight. You don't want any gaps in those shoes to make it very tricky or slippery even.
Watabe already taking up 35 seconds of his time. Assessing the route, assessing the problem he has ahead of him. Watabe here is
using a Christian pull effect to be able to get up.
his technique
It's about defying
so
gravity.
far has been exceptional.
Using some foothold
He can be taking the lead here should he
as well as hooks.
top out here. What is the conveyor belt of talent that is Japanese climbing right now?
Tries to make his way
continues
up to that top hold.
to show once more why they are the best in the world.
And I think the second hand
There's your new leader.
He flags that wall. Well done, Kito Watanabe. He's just
Watanabe
managed to
will go
finish
into first.
Boulder number 3 with one more to go for him.
He moves into first place. 2 tops, 3 zones, 2 attempts to find them 2 tops. Flashed 2 and 3, and he has the lead. But only on attempts separates the top 4. Top 5. With Harada still to come. He's on 2 tops, but with
not just in the way that they're carrying themselves, but
finding 2 zones. Harada to regain that lead. Needs to find the top. The zone's all good to him, in fact. He's had a number of attempts to get those first 2 tops. So zone is not any good for him when he comes out in about a few minutes from now. Turn 0. To stay in the hunt for a medal, needs to find the top.
Third Boulder is about to try and climb. He's ready there on that starting mark.
Currently only on 1 zone.
As we've seen, overhang.
He's getting an extra 2 minutes. Well, so far we're 4 for 4.
Some great use of flagging there by some of our climbers where they don't have anything
I think
to put their
he's
foot on and they use the
having a
wall.
little bit of trouble here. Now he's regained his composure.
There's a push and pull technique.
I spoke too soon. He already found the zone on his first attempt, so he's going to get the extra 2 minutes. So he's going to use that time as best he can to prepare himself. Good job ahead.
Especially in an area he looks to use some of those cracks. Tricky to make their way through those cracks. Very specialised climbing techniques
2 minutes to go.
on some of these holds, especially if there's a crack in between some of those holds. It requires careful skill. As Arthur takes a look at that wall and he's reassessing. No, he's not quite happy with
good.
one of those holds, and he wants to make sure that there's no
Minutes or
extra
so.
chalk in there. That could end up
Doing a little bit of brushing, doing a little bit of gardening, and also getting some of his energy back. 90 seconds to go. As he assesses the problem that lies ahead.
Grew up on the island of Mayotte, in the Madagascar and Mozambique. And him and his brother both love climbing, so you have a few athletes here where it's very much a brotherly thing where they go climbing together. He makes his way to get past that zone. It's been interesting to see how the athletes are using their weight and how they shift
Got to push hard as he can.
to the other.
It's not going to happen for the Frenchman. He was in exceptional form in the semi-final, he really was.
Oh, let's hear it from the crowd.
Went out early in that semi-final, blew the field away to qualify in second place.
And support is really
He hasn't
important
showed
for these athletes.
that talent and form in the final this evening. And that's his race run. The crowd politely wave back to Turnall and appreciate the effort, but he props up the leaderboard in 6th place. and he cannot finish in the medal places after that third climb. So we still have a five-way dance right now. Watabi, Martin, Phillips, Moem, Harada. Incredibly tight between the top four on two top three zones. Only 2 attempts to top separates the top four. Harada, even though he tops out here, is not confirmed on victory depending on this very spectacular fourth boulder that's to come. He's already had 5 attempts to find these 2 tops. So if somebody can find a top ahead of him and he doesn't top out, 3 tops, 4 zones, all of a sudden, could be the winning score.
In 2018, he won the Bouldering Climbing World Championship. He was the only person to get 4 tops in the final.
Harada is showing why he's a former world champion.
We've seen a lot of strength from him on some of these tricky routes.
There's another attempt. He's already found the zone though, so he'll have the allotted 4 minutes.
Kanagawa competes in these bouldering and combined, and has also competed in speed in some of the youth world championships.
Just approaching his end of his first minute.
Just age 20, he seems to be moving through these championships fairly fast.
Taking the route of the core who have topped up before him.
Great footwork there we've been seeing from our athletes.
Still loads of time, and he's just toying with the crowd right now. Second time for charm. Harada back in the lead.
He's just completed boulder 3 with 1 more to go. That's all 6 athletes to boulder 3 will be moving on to the next boulder.
A lot more than the 4 who are on 2 tops. Now, if one of them can find a flash here, it will force Harada potentially to top out, because a zone may not be good enough for him to win because of the amount of attempts he has already taken in finding his 3 tops so far. So it's still game on. This is not over by any stretch of the imagination. We feel Martin, Phillips, and Moem Watabi got to do this in 2-3 attempts to really put the pressure on. They do top out and they take 7-8 goes at this. Remember, they've got to find the zone first of all. If the team takes a number of attempts, Harada may only need a zone.
We've seen some incredible dynamic.
Now Martin's only got 40 seconds to find this zone.
In bouldering,
he can't waste any time.
But you're also allowed to jump. These are all
currently in 3rd place.
using to get up that bouldering wall.
But now time is definitely his enemy. 23 seconds to find the zone. He's got to go one more. He's got to go quick. 17 seconds. Otherwise, that's the end of his campaign. 10 seconds. Got to get it this time. Got to get it this time. Does he get it this time? He doesn't. 5 seconds. He can have one more go if he wants to. He's got to get on the wall. He's on before the beat. One last attempt. No. That's the end of his campaign, the end of his race. Philippe Martin will finish. 2 tops, 3 zones in 3 attempts. And he currently lies in 3rd place. Our route setters were only expecting 2 to do this.
Martin didn't manage to achieve that zone hold within the first 2 minutes, which means that he doesn't get
So Martin finishes this final in 3rd place. Nathan Phillips is next.
And we'll bring in Nathan Phillips from Great Britain. Nathan Phillips from Great Britain back here on Boulder 4.
Phillips crack the code here?
Going to assess that. He's already had a chance.
Harada's dodged the first bullet. If he dodges all four, he's champion.
Something all the athletes were able to do. Enough time to get an idea of what's ahead.
We'll find the zone first, mate.
But not enough time to completely figure it out. He's reaching for that zone hold.
Wasn't far away.
Finding a lot
See how
of strength
difficult
and
it is.
stamina.
Already eaten up 30 seconds of his time. .45 seconds down. Phillips, attempt number 2. Crowd right behind it. Triple dyno. 2 hands in that middle volume. Big combo move. Phillips is already trying to figure out the beater here. He hasn't got the time to do so. He's found the 30. He's got to put the practice into fruition, because the time is his enemy in this format. 40 seconds to go. 3 attempts done.
To be able to go on to complete it in 4 minutes.
30 seconds. Crowd right behind the 25-year-old Brit.
Crowd is cheering on Nathan Phillips from Great Britain as he tries to make his
I think
way.
he knows he's not far away, but he's only got one more go. Maybe there's 2 if he's quick. Got to get on with it. Got to start moving now. 15 seconds. Can he nail it there on this attempt? Last chance hurrah. Last hurrah. 5 seconds. He's already had 5 attempts. This is his last hurrah in the last chance saloon. He needs a double 6. Can he find it? Can he find it? Can he find it? No. Harada dodges the second bullet. Phillips finishes this final in currently 4th position. He'll be out the medals.
Nathan Phillips for his efforts from Great Britain for Boulder 4.
He finishes 2 tops, 3 zones, 3 attempts to top, 4 to zone. 1 zone attempt to separate in Martin and Phillips in 3rd and 4th place, respectively. Watabi is next. Moem is next, I should say.
And let's bring on our 3rd athlete, Mikhail Moem from France.
No, Mikhail Moem. How is your dyno skills?
And appreciate your support from the crowd. He's definitely looked towards the crowd.
He's got the height, Moem.
So let's cheer him on.
He's over 6 foot. He may have the reach. And you can see he's not far away. We're already asking for the brushes. .30 down. Needs to find the zone in 2 minutes. Oh, and again, wasn't far away. This move, you've got to get the speed right as well as the skill. Too fast, and you will not nail the final part of the dyno. Too slow, you won't have the momentum to get there. So attempt number 3. A minute down.
Mikhail is not one to give up.
He's asking for the brushes here. I know they're going to be doing a speedy job for him. We've got 45 seconds to find the zone.
Definitely good practice for him for next year when he takes part in the Olympics. Let's hear from Mikhail Moem as he tries to make.
See the frustration eating in to Moem. 30 seconds. He's got time for 2 more goes. Maybe zone will get him into 2nd place. 15 seconds. Watabi's already waiting in the wings here by the door. I think he knows how difficult this final problem is. Last go for Moem, and he wasn't far off, but Harada dodges the 3rd bullet. He's got 1 more to dodge. If Watabi doesn't do it, doesn't find the top, Harada will be champion. with a boulder to spare.
On the next athlete in a moment as they clean those boulders for the next athlete. That will be athlete number 4 for the evening for boulder 4.
So, here's the equation. Keita Watabe must find the top. No top, then Harada will be declared the winner.
To finish all 3 tops, will he be able eventually to get that 4th one as well? It's a tight competition for the rest of the
Well, it's going to go to Japan, that is for sure. Question is it Harada or Watabe? Watabe got to find the top to force Harada to climb under pressure. So Watabe eyeing this up. He knows the 2+2 rule, but he's done this in the last couple of boulders. It takes the first 20-30 seconds to assess what needs to be done and then execute. Watabe already eaten up 40 seconds of his time. Got to find that zone hold and nail it to be granted the other 2 minutes.
Try and get past that starting hold and move as he tries to make his way up into the zone. It's going to strip
Minute down.
this ball here for a lot of our athletes.
No top. And Harada's champion.
And 2 more to go to see how they'll manage to get past this block.
He's got 45 seconds just to get to the zone hold.
Let's hear it from
3 before him have failed so far.
The athletes will appreciate a lot more cheering from you all.
It potentially could be 4. This is the last bullet for Kei Harada to dodge. He's going to be declared the winner here in 30 seconds from now. Watabe, oh, he's going to go a different route. Now then, 20 seconds. He's going to go a different way. 15. 10 seconds. Pushing away. This should be a dyno. That's the way the route setters have set it. But Watabe thinks he may have found a different way of going about it. Got to be on this or Harada's champion. Harada is the winner here in Doha. Keita Watabe is going to get second place. It's going to be a Japanese 1-2. He'll take the silver. Philippe Martin will take the bronze medal. Nathan Phillips 4th place. Miguel Moem 5th after Tenor France. Can't affect the top 5. The last 2 climbers are now climbing for pride. Harada will try and finish with a flourish and give the crowd something to shout about. But the 20-year-old from Yokohama-shi, the 2018 world champion, is now the 2019 World Beach Games gold medalist.
From France, from France, here he comes on to the wall. We've had a few French supporters there in the crowd. Allez, allez, allez.
So Arthur Turnall climbing for pride, no pressure on the Frenchman. Can he show us how it's done?
He's not one to waste time with this ball. He wants to get straight into it. He's just managed his first attempt to get past that starting point. After 23-year-olds, he's about to attempt this boulder once again. A tricky one there with some tricky moves. The aim at the moment is to get past that zone in the first 2 minutes. That's their first aim. And after Turner is moving fast through this.
1 minute down.
Some parts of this wall are trickier than others, especially those ones with overhangs where they slant backwards. The course, gravity is trying to
35 seconds for the Frenchman.
To move up, so that makes it so much
Whatever happens,
harder.
this has been a good experience for the 23-year-old. Hopefully we'll see him in many, many World Cups and Championships to come. He was superb in the semi-final, it must be said. He showed this raw talent that he has, and maybe, potentially, could be a star of the sport in the future. He may need to move away from the... He's got him just in time, he hasn't got one more shot at this. But not there. There's a 6th place finish for ANOC, and maybe we'll hopefully see him on the European tour for World Cups in the future. The 6th place finish here in Doha. So then he can climb with the knowledge that he's the champion here at the World Beach Games. Can he show this crowd here in Qatar why he's one of the best in the business? This conveyor belt of talent that is Japanese bouldering at the moment, in men's and women's, and climbing in general. Project 2020 to try and get gold medalists at the Olympics next year in Tokyo. They have got plenty of bullets in their gun to find that gold medal target. Tomorrow Nagasaki is now a double world bouldering champion. You look at Miyano Noguchi, who has been the bridesmaid of sport climbing, so many silver medalists down the years, but she'll be there next year. The talent is in abundance and it continues to grow in the land of the rising sun. Harada looking to finish on a high.
It's one thing being able to grab that hold, but it's another thing to grip onto that hold and stay.
Minute to go.
He's definitely got past the starting point, but he'll be able to get past that zone point.
39 seconds to find the zone, and then he will continue. Oh, he wasn't far away. He wasn't far away, and he knows he wasn't far away. Well, our route setters were expecting 2 to do this, and it looks like they're going to draw a blank. All 6 athletes on this final problem, unless Harada can find something, or maybe this last attempt for this young star. Oh, and he wasn't far away. 5 more seconds. He's asking the crowd to get behind him, and they're responding kind. Can he find the zone? Can he finish with a flourish? No, he can't, but he is the champion here in Doha. Kei Harada, 3 tops, 3 zones. He was one better than the rest. In the end, it was the first problem that separated this whole field. And Kei Harada of Japan is the gold medalist at these first ANOC World Beach Games.